Welcome to Critical Cowboy, and today's content will be featuring Dak Prescott. He has just signed a $31.4 million exclusive franchise tag for 1 year. We'll talk about how this affects Dallas, how it affects Dak in the long run, and what we can see from him in the future.
Everybody, you did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
It's official. Dak just signed $31.4 million exclusive franchise tag for 1 year for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, the Jones family, they think maybe Dak has something to prove still, and that is Dak still capable of being a franchise quarterback, a leader, taking this team to new heights, taking this team to a Super Bowl. Can he do it? Because if you're going to pay him all this money, you may lose a couple of pieces around him that make this offense and Dak number one passing yards be one of the best offenses in the NFL. So when we talk about Dak is definitely better than half of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He's taken Dallas to the playoffs 2 out of his 4 years. He has gone to the divisional round. He has always had one of the best offensive players. Always had one of the best surrounding pieces. He's always been behind one of arguably the best offensive lines in football with Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, stabilizing that offense and letting Zeke go through. He's had primarily one of the best number one running backs in the NFL, Ezekiel Elliott. He has had always good weapons surrounding him, whether it was in 2016 to 2017, in Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten, Cole Beasley. He's always had superb talent around him, and he's been quite good when you have superb talent around him. So I guess the Dallas Cowboys want to figure out what happens if Dak doesn't have that number one wide receiver, or he loses a tight end, he loses an offensive line. We gotta see how Dak plays when he doesn't have all the premier and super talented offensive pieces around him. Whether as 2018 to 19, he had Amari Cooper, he had Michael Gallup, they've had Jason Witten, and now they're adding CeeDee Lamb. So that gives him 3 wide receivers that he could throw to. Probably one of the best wide receiving cores in the NFL. Jerry has pretty much given everything to Dak offensively, per se. Also, they fired Jason Garrett, so he was a big problem. Maybe he was holding Dak back a little. So now you got Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy will implement some of the Dak's favorite plays. You got Kellen Moore that took Dak to this leap last year, so we'll see how that works out. With Jason Garrett, there was always a problem in offensive schemes, offensive predictability, so that I think that kind of hurt Dak. So now Jason Garrett's gone, so we can see what Dak can do without Jason Garrett. Give him all the pieces he needs, see what he can do for 1 year. Can he get Dallas into the playoffs? We will see. And I think Dak is probably one of the best amazing locker room players, teammates in the Dallas Cowboy locker room. He doesn't cause drama. He keeps to himself. He's respectful of the Dallas Cowboys. So I think that's a big bonus when you're signing Dak. You include that as well when you sign Dak for the long term. But I think Dallas Cowboy organization, Jerry Jones, they're more looking at on the field, how the play is. Can Dak get the Dallas Cowboys to the Super Bowl? Because this is probably Jerry Jones' last chance at probably getting to the Super Bowl. He has this amazing window with all these caliber players, young, they're fresh, they're ready to go. So I think this is probably Jerry Jones' best talented team since probably the 90s. They have an amazing, good defense, good defense, good pass rush. Got an amazing offense with weapons. Still, I would say, a good offensive line, even though they lost Travis Frederick. So we'll see how Dak does with these pieces, and I think all the pressure right now is on Dak Prescott. It's what can Dak do with all these pieces? Jerry Jones has given what he can give. Instead of going for a cornerback in the draft, going for defensively, he went out, got CeeDee Lamb, said we'll plug him in, a third string wide receiver. So now you got 3 wide receivers that can throw at any point whenever there's pressure. So he's got them. He's got Ezekiel Elliott. This team offensively looks phenomenal. So we'll see how Dak does and how he can handle the pressure, and we'll see. If he does well. I think the Dallas Cowboys will sign Dak to a longer term. If he maybe gets to the playoffs, they have a weaker schedule than the Eagles. So we'll see how that comes into play. And also, Dak made the Pro Bowl 2 times. He's never got injured for the Dallas Cowboys, and he's plays one of the most important positions in the NFL. So you would think from that perspective, Dallas should sign him first, considering all the positives Dak has given you. He's reliable. He's never injured. He's a locker room guy. He doesn't rock the boat. Doesn't cause drama. He's been consistent. He's led you to two playoffs. So I think Dak does deserve to be paid. And for Dak, this is a smart decision. You only sign the franchise tag for 1 year. You have these incredible weapons around him, which he will produce, and he'll be up for a big payday in the long run, and he'll probably be a franchise quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. So for Dak Prescott, it's a smart decision. Therefore, we will see how Dak can do, his performance on the field, and if he has a great performance, if they get to the playoffs, then for sure I think Dallas will sign him, and he'll be a franchise quarterback, leading this team into new heights. Hope you like and subscribe.